We had a pretty great time watching the Nijigaku Season 1 anime, but of course Season 2 is eventually coming out, but we're going to look back at Season 1 while it's still kind of fresh in our minds. So we had this video where I talked about how I would rank the 10 episodes, the member focus episodes of each of the girls, but then I asked you after that to rank how you felt these episodes were. So we have episodes 1 through 10, we have the 9 main girls, and then Yu's episode, which is the 10th episode, and I had you pick your top 3 favorites. So after this poll, I was going to go over all the results. So in this poll, you can vote for whatever song you wanted to be 1, second favorite to be 2, and third favorite to be 3, and you can vote in any way you want, whether if it was based on your favorite girl, or your favorite moments, the most memes, or the best song, or just overall the best experience. So let's go ahead and go over the overall results. Again, these are not my results, but these are your results in this poll. So let's start with 10 and see who ends up having the best member focus episode.
自分も眩しすぎて見えなかったアイドルになった私にだったらカスカスだねカスカスじゃなくてカスミンですカスカスミだからスクールアイドルフェスティバル気づいてなかったんですからね可愛かった嫌われたらどうしよういつもそんな風に怯えていたお姉ちゃんが体壊しちゃうからかなたちゃんが寝ちゃったせいで一緒に食べたい
So, congratulations to Rina for having the favorite episode amongst the viewers that were in my poll, and you can definitely see why. So the least favorite going to 10th place would be Ai's episode, which, as you can see, did very poorly. It only got 78 total points here, which it's nowhere near anything else. As you can see, only got 2 votes for first place out of all of them. Not great. And let's be honest, most of us agree. It wasn't a great episode. It wasn't that crazy exciting. There wasn't really a lot of drama, and one of the weaker songs for most people's opinions, in my opinion, the weakest song out there. I just feel like I could have done a bit better. And I don't want to say it's necessarily a bad song, but animation wise and song wise, I felt it was definitely weaker than competition out there. So unfortunately, she got 10th place, but I'm really hoping that the second season might be able to at least rectify that. I don't know if it's going to have a member focus episode. Probably not. They probably want to focus on maybe potential new members, or maybe they're going to do a second season that's not going to be focusing on the new girls at all. But I was definitely hoping to see more great moments with Ai, because she is a great character and she is really fun. After that, we have a decent jump. We get to Emma's episode. People liked it more, and I guess probably one of the bigger issues is we kind of did get that dual focus with Emma and Cotton, which kind of detracts for Emma. And La Belle Patria, I like the song, but most people are not as big on it, so I can see why it wasn't as highly rated. When we got Cosmi's episode, I probably like the song more than other people do, so other people might think it's a little weak, but people definitely see some more merit to that one. Popping Up, I think it was really fun and had a lot of nice moments in the dance. But not everyone is super fond with the episode, but I thought it was pretty nice because it was a really nice beginning to the group. Next we get to Yu's episode, which of course did not have any singing because, well, Yu doesn't sing, but we also did get some important moments in that anime. We of course learn about their idea of doing a squall festival, and of course we have the beginnings of the struggle that Ayumu will have that will be revealed in later episodes, but of course we are not ranking those episodes at all. So we definitely have that, but this is also the first episode to not really focus too much on one girl, and we got to see like a lot of nice moments, especially with the girls dressing up and their costumes, which I thought was really fun. So overall, definitely had some better moments, but for me personally, the lack of song just makes it so it's hard for me to rank it any higher. But people are a little bit more interested in this episode and more high of the episode than I was. Next up, we have Cotton's episode. So we kind of get close to the middle of the pack here, where Cotton had the episode where they went to the Diver Fest and Vivid World, which is a pretty good song, and I really like the effects they did in that, where it was just like flooding you with lights, and I just think that looks really cool. So I definitely gave it a lot of props for that. But then the episode, the drama that there is not crazy. Like, they had a little fight to figure out who was going to perform in Diver Fest, and they have kind of just overcoming her struggles of stage fright by getting high fives, I guess, which is kind of not a great conflict or resolution. It's just like, oh, I'm scared, and they're like, don't be, and I'm like, okay. So that was definitely kind of lamer, that part of it, but I still think it was a decent episode. Next up in 5th place, we have Setsuna's episode, and people are higher on that than I was, and I'm definitely a little bit more focused on the songs here, as Dive is definitely one of the weaker entries for Setsuna, and that's not to say it's a bad song. Setsuna just has a lot of good songs, but otherwise, I think it's a decent episode. We get to see a bit of Nana and Setsuna. We get to learn that secret that we already knew, if for most of us who were following Niji for a long time before that. But it's definitely a good episode. We have Detective Cotton, and as well as some other moments in there, and we get to see Setsuna and her struggle and her growth, not trying to be someone who's making everyone else do what she wants to do. And in 4th place, we have Ayumu's episode, and that one did just barely better than Setsuna, and probably the big factor is, well, there's 2 songs. There was, of course, Chase, which is Setsuna's song, but we also have Ayumu's song, Dream With You, which a lot of people don't seem to really care about, but I think that's really underrated. But having 2 songs, of course, is pretty important, as well. It is literally the first episode. It's the start of the anime, the first time we get to see all the girls. So I think those are all important factors to really helping it out. Following that, we just have the top 3, and these 3 are by far the favorites. And 2nd and 3rd were pretty close here, as you can see, it was very, very close. But these 3 were just in a class of their own. So everyone else just honestly failed to really compare. We have Shizuku in 3rd, Kanta 2nd, and Rina in 1st place. And everyone would pretty much agree. Most of the comments where they explained the top 3 was literally Rina, Kanta, and Shizuku in different orders. But they all just really had way more important struggles and conflicts and important and good, well done resolutions that really change and grow the character, which a lot of the other ones kind of didn't quite do. But they also had excellent songs on top of it, so they really nailed every section in there. Shizuku struggled being shown through the theater was just great imagery, and I usually don't care about imagery, but I think this was a great way to handle her personal struggles. And a lot of people complain about her blandness, and using her love of theater to really make a good imagery to have, and I just think that was really, really nice, and it showed the 2 faces of her. So I think that was a really good episode, and a lot of people agree and appreciate that. I love Kanta's episode. That was my favorite, and just to see Haruka was just so nice, and to have her as well as Kanta, and to really evolve Kanta's character from being that sleepy girl, which is a common trope. If you watch certain anime, you'll generally find this sleepy girl, all she does is sleep, and I'm not really a big fan of that character, but this changes her to be, hardworking and tired, because she works so hard for her sister and for everyone else. And instead of being lazy, she's hardworking, committed, and she tries to really share her love for everyone. And of course, Butterfly is a good song. So all those definitely really helped to make that a top tier episode. But Rina ends up winning by a decent margin though, as a lot of people definitely can relate to that situation. As a lot of anime watchers and otaku and gamers and nerds or whatever terminology you want to use, that we can relate. And I definitely can relate, because a lot more people who are especially introverted can really find themselves in situations where it's not as comfortable talking to a bunch of people. And to see this one being done with Rina was definitely very relatable, and to see her struggle was kind of sad to and hurt us to watch it. But we get to see her growth, and not to mention she had a good song in Sunogawa Connect, which was pretty good, not gonna lie. And those that and Butterfly are definitely got a lot of views, as they were definitely well done, great animations, looked very good, and just very catchy beats overall. And also in the arena stuff, so we got to see her getting the arena trial board, which was definitely really important to see. I wish we got to see a little bit more of how that happened rather than it just happened, which was unfortunate, because I wish we got to see a little bit more of how they came with the idea and how they made the board and such. So that was a little bit of a missed opportunity, but they just didn't have the time to fit that in an episode, so that would require another episode to do that. But I think this was still a well done episode overall. But those are just the accumulations of the people who voted my polls. So if you had everyone vote, it might have been slightly different, but let's be honest, Rina, Kata, and Shizuku are definitely the clear favorites, with everyone else doing nowhere near as much, and I being a clear worst, and maybe Emma not that far off. So hoping to see, I and Emma getting more support in the second season, maybe get a little bit more love, a little more moments, because they definitely probably need it. Kasumi, not necessarily. She definitely gets a lot of love already, and she's already a popular character. But it was kind of interesting to see how, Rina gets debated to be the best episode, but then she gets such a lack of support on Japan. But maybe that's just the Japanese people. But I just figured best episode means more likely to be best girl, but I guess apparently not. But these are just the episodes, so let me know what you guys think about these episodes. What did you like? What did you not like? What would you like to see be changed in Season 2? What do you think would be great to see? Do you think there's need more moments for certain characters who need some more support? And that doesn't necessarily have to be your favorite character. I like Setsun a lot, but I don't think she needs more support. Kanta got an excellent episode, and she's probably my second favorite. I don't think she needs more support. I think Emma needs support here a lot, and they definitely need some more support in second season. But that's for later. I will definitely take a look and see which Nijigasaki girls need more support for the inevitable Season 2. If you're wondering for the demographics, here are the demographics for this poll, where you can see people have voted and what demographics they belong to. So of course, again, I'm usually in the 15 to 20 year olds for this demographic. And then, of course, thank you to all the people who participated, as their name will fly on the screen, as they wish to be credited for participating in my polls. So if you like to be one of these people, go ahead and click in the description where I have a list of a bunch of polls that you can participate. Here are a bunch of the comments that people left on my poll, so if you're curious to see why other people might have voted, you can take a look at these, probably pause it and read it. There was a lot to put there, but you can generally see why certain people like certain ones, and not everybody, like for example, like Kanata's episode. So if you're curious to see why that was the case. And thank you to YouTube members like CoolMax for supporting my channel. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about this season in general. What do you think about that? So did you like this approach with the member focused episodes, or do you think that wasn't necessarily a great use of time? What do you think they could do differently in Season 2? Do you want to see this approach be continued Season 2? Do you want an episode for each girl? Maybe 9, 10 again, but then maybe with potential Shiriku, Mio, Lanju kind of thing going on? Or maybe since Season 2, we just focus on new girls, but get them multiple episodes, so maybe we'll get double Mia, double Shiriku, double Lanju. If they're going that route, we don't know. Or maybe they're going to continue with a Season 2 where they're going to be focusing on these 10 girls again, and they're going to give each girl another episode and then a few group episodes. Maybe they'll space them out. Maybe they'll do 3 or 3, and in between each one they'll have a group episode or something like that. But let me know what you guys think you want Season 2 to be like. What moments can they incorporate for these girls, for like Emma or I, and how could they improve it? And do you want to see more solo songs? That is, the group's known for that, so it's definitely likely we might see more, but maybe there'll be more group songs. This is Season 2. We don't know for sure what the route they're going to take, but probably we're going to see more solo songs. So what kind of styles do you want to see these girls sing in the solo songs that are likely coming in this anime in the next year? So let me know all the ideas you have and what you would like to see, and what you thought about these episodes for these girls. Let me know all about that in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching, and hope to catch you guys in another video soon.